Welcome back to the channel. Today we have episode number 11 of our head coach focused Dynasty series. We're trying to take Mike Walton from the nobody into being the GOAT of college football coaching, surpassing Nick Saban. And we finally have gotten through our first season. We are now in the preseason for our second season as a head coach, and we took the job at Memphis a few episodes ago. We went through everything in the last episode, our team construction. We kind of got it off to a rocky start because our predecessor was not recruiting players that we feel like they should have been backfilling. So our secondary is very weak. Our special teams, our special teams 2 players is going to be interesting as well. But I feel like we may have the right pieces on offense to maybe just run and gun and just try to score 40 points a game and just outscore the other team, because our defense is going to be hurting. So today we're going to get into some recruiting, and we have not filled out any of our prospect boards, so I'm going to do that, and then when we come back I'll go over some highlights and we'll see who we got, kind of where we are, how we're going to fill out, you know, the board this season, and who we're going to go target. So let me get into that and I'll be right back. Getting back into things here, we have John. We're going to go through our top couple guys. We do have a couple 4 stars on the list. Let's actually go ahead and switch over to see the top schools on their list. So we're 7th on John's list here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. But he's 1-star pipeline, so we're going to be competing against some good schools. We put him on the list. We're not really anticipating getting him. Alex is here. We're 8th on his list. We do have 3. We're a 3rd pipeline tier on his school, so hopefully we can sneak in and get him. He is an athlete, but I believe he's a wide receiver or a tight end. He's a tight end going first. He's the first player. He's a top player in the state of Tennessee. He's second in his position overall and 47th nationally, so that'd be a huge get for us. And then Ted Mercades. Again, these Hispanic last names are getting me. But the issue here is that we're not a pipeline at all. He's from Canton, Ohio, so we may not get him, but we are competing against some smaller schools, Toledo, Liberty, Akron in there, but we still do have some P5 programs and Louisville and Iowa ahead of us, so it'll be a tough task. We have a center. We don't necessarily need a center, but it would be nice to get him if we can. But with the Mississippi schools having 5 or 5th level pipelines, it might be difficult. And then Jamarcus Bettis, who's a free safety, which would be an absolute grab for us because we need all the secondary help we can get. Kennesaw, which is interesting enough, is his #1 school. He is from Georgia, so hilarious how that works out. We leave Kennesaw and he goes there, or he wants to go there, but he may not end up there just because the other teams in the state or just surrounding states have really good pipeline levels. And then Aiden Hansen, another 4-star wide, or the first 4-star wide receiver we have. We're 2nd on his list behind Jacksonville State. So this could be super, super good for us. He is a deep threat. We didn't scout him. We don't typically scout anybody 4 or 5 stars until we get to a better school. So we just left him unscouted. And then we have a 4-star halfback, Deontay Sims. He's a power back at 5'10" Alabama. We do have a 2-level or 2nd-level pipeline, but he wants to go to Bama or Auburn, which is pretty typical of an Alabama kid. So that one might be a tall task as well. Then our final 4-star here is Junior Murphy. We are 10th on his list, so we're not showcased here. And it might be a tall task. Tennessee does have a pretty good grasp on him right now, so we're going to have to fight to get into the top 8 and see what we can do. And then we'll just scroll through the rest of the guys here. We did find Martin Palacio, who is a gem, so we really, really want him. But again, look at the teams we have to compete against, so it may not be feasible. But if we do get him, it would be absolutely crazy. And then we got Shaquem Barger. He is a JUCO, so we may be able to sneak him. Typically, the AI doesn't love recruiting JUCO players. They will, but they typically don't start off pretty strong in them. He's a 6'7" right tackle, which is be absolutely crucial for our line. We're 6th on his list right now, but we are the 2nd highest pipeline tier. Liberty has a 3-level 3rd-level pipeline, but I think with how much better we are in terms of prestige, we might be able to sneak him away from Liberty. There was a lot of busts in this recruiting. I think I went like 7 or 8 busts. We do have a lot more points to go around so we can scout some guys. So we do have Rodney Kegler. He is a 2-star halfback, or a 3-star halfback that's a gem. So if our 4-star doesn't work out for us, he would be prime candidate for us because we are the 2nd highest pipeline behind Tennessee. But if Tennessee's going for other players, they may not divvy a lot of points to him. So if we can get him quick, it would be super beneficial to us because our halfback room isn't terrible. but it's not the greatest in the world. And speaking of the halfback run, let's go ahead and look at our needs. We don't need a quarterback, but we did put one on there. We do have Rodemaker leaving at the end of the year since he wasn't in. We brought him in to be our starting quarterback out of the transfer portal. We may do that again, but our running back room, we're going to lose an 84 overall running back in Smith, and that is going to be hurting us for sure. But we do have a 71 overall freshman in Bodyford, which is going to be good, and then Conley is going to be able to try to fill those shoes from Smith next year. But here's our 4 guys we might be bringing in. Remember, Kegler is that 3-level guy. We probably should bring in a fullback. Our fullback's not that great, but we're not running too many fullback schemes anyways. We're not losing any wide receivers, but we only have 6 to our name so far. So we're going to try to beef up our wide receiver with these 4 guys right here. And then left tackle, we're losing our 2 seniors, so we're going to be down a couple guys, so we're going to need to replace them. And then our left tackle position as well is down, so we have a 4-star there. Oh wait, sorry, that was the same one. And then our left guard isn't too terrible. Oh wait, was that tight end? Tight end. We're trying to replace our tight ends. We're losing 2 tight ends. We're losing 2 tackles as well. That's why I got confused. We'll try to do our best to replace them. But y'all can see, just going to scroll through these. And our defense is just red, except for left end. But everything else is red. We are going to try bringing a couple left ends. Maybe I'm putting too much stock in the left ends, but we're losing 2 on the right end side. So we'll probably even it out and just change their positioning and stuff like that. But it'd be nice to be able to bring some of these guys in, especially in the secondary. Looking here, our cornerbacks aren't that bad. We do have juniors and sophomores starting for us, but after your top 4, we have a 59 raw. We just don't have depth. Depth is a big issue for us this season, and it will be probably for another year after this one if we can't bring in the right guys. And then our strong safeties and free safeties are just abysmal. 66 overall is our best guy. He is a freshman, so he will develop some going into next season. But right now, we're going to definitely be losing out on some big yardage down the field if the other team has good wide receivers and a good quarterback. So hopefully we can keep people on the ground, because our linebackers and linemen are actually really good this season. But if they notice anything, if they do any scouting, they'll notice that we cannot guard anything. And similar thing over here in our strong safety, he is a 69 overall, and with some boost, he might be able to get up to the low 70s. So it's not going to be the end of the world, but we do need some more depth. Just these 2 positions only have 2 guys. That's really crucial, especially with the new wear and tear system. It's going to be critical for us to bring guys in. So that is the recruiting stuff. So we'll go ahead and look at our schedule this season. I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to change anything the first 3 years, because I do think they said all your conference games are correct until like 2030 something, but your off season or your non-conference games are pretty correct until I think 2028 for most teams. A little farther for the bigger teams, but it's always in flux. So we'll start changing around the 2028 season, or sorry, 3 years. So 2027 season we'll be able to change. So we do take Missouri Missouri comes to Memphis to play us, so maybe we can sneak out a win at home, and then we go on the way. We already covered this. We already covered that in the last video. If you want to see the full schedule, we'll scroll through it here, but if you want to go see it in depth, go check out the last video. We did cover that. I forget. Sometimes when I'm recording these days in between, I am forgetful. So we'll go ahead and advance to the next week, and we'll see what we can do in the very first week, or week 0 of the season. Here we are in week 0, so we're going to go ahead and hit the scouting recruiting board, because we did do our preseason recruiting. We'll look here. We'll go through our top 4 stars. We'll try to focus on these guys, and we'll focus on some of the gems and some of the guys we really need to replace. I'm not going to go through every single person just because it seems monotonous. So we are probably not going to get John here, because people are really going for him. Similar with Alex, we might not be able to get him, but we'll probably put a little bit more stock into him. We might be able to sneak it away if we can go pretty hard. And then we probably are going to go for Ted, just because Louisville and Toledo are the only 2 teams going for him right now, or there are other 2 teams that are going for right now. And if we can put 50 hours on him, maybe get a little bit of a better hard selling stuff down the road, we might be able to steal him from one of those 2 schools. And then same thing with Dustin Whelan. We're probably not going to get him as well, since some Mississippi schools did try to go for him. Jamarcus Bettis is a guy we really need to see come to our team. Middle Tennessee State and Tennessee are going for him, so the hometown or Tennessee teams are going for him. Tennessee does have that 4th level pipeline, so it'll be a hard task. Aiden Hansen, it looks like we are keeping pace with everybody, so if we can keep that going, we should be good. Deontay Sims, again, everybody's kind of just going, everybody stayed the same. Left tackle, actually, that's App State jumping all the way up to 1st in Tennessee Falls, which is interesting enough. And then we get into 3 stars. So the 3 stars are looking pretty good. Martin Palacio does look like he wants to come here. Nobody else is offering him. So if that can stay the case, then we should be good to go. But you never know. And we're ahead of Jamari Dawkins, which would be good. He is a 3-star cornerback that we would like to see. Liberty is going to go for Shaquem Barger. So we'll have to divvy more hours to him than we probably would have liked. But it is Liberty. So if we can just keep at it. We probably should get ahead on a lot of these people, and I'll probably do this every week. I probably won't go into depth. I'll just scroll through and talk over it. Rodney Kegler, another one. Nobody's going for him. We're third level pipeline, and he's a star or a gem. So this is going to be a huge get if we can bring him to Memphis. And that's the full list. So I'm going to go divvy out the hours, and we'll get into the gameplay, or we'll advance to next week, and we'll go ahead and cover the first game. We may only play one game this video, but we'll have to wait and see how long that takes. So just to recap the hours over here, I went so heavy on all the safeties here just so we can try to convince them to bring them in. I didn't go as heavy on the cornerbacks since there weren't as many schools competing for each one. And then I kind of divvied it out as well. I typically like to put about 4 to 6 players on 50 hours per week, just because that allows me to still give hours to other players, and I'll probably put the same amount on 25 hours. Obviously it changes depending on how I feel like players are getting competed on with other teams, and then the rest of them I'll just put them on 10 hours. Maybe I'll do 15 or 5 or something like that. But typically I just go straight hours. I don't scout anybody in the regular season unless it's toward the end of the season. I just have a ton of hours left over. But that is how I typically go about it, just because I feel like putting 50 hours on 10 guys isn't as beneficial as putting 50 hours on 4 guys and then having 25 on 4 guys and then 10 on the rest of them, so we can keep brewing or accruing different amounts of interest with them, just because interest does reset every stage, and I don't want to put too many on them too early, but I still need to keep pace with those bigger schools, and that's why I divvy out those 50 to a handful rather than to just straight 10 guys. So it is Missouri week now, but let's go ahead and once again check out the recruiting board. I probably won't divvy out some stuff. Let me go review it real quick and I'll get back with you. If anything's changed, I'll cover. If not, we'll just go ahead and get into the game. So one of the things I did change was I put Jamarcus Bettis at 35 so I could give more hours to the 3-star gem Rodney Kegler, because Charlotte is making a good move on us. We do have a better tier, but they're just devoting more hours, so we're going to devote more hours to him this time. And I did add a couple guys just randomly, Tyreek Beebe, because I did take some of the 4-stars down just because I was not going to be able to compete. So I took them off, and then Courtney Carney, Thomas Cameron, Seth Frisch, and then Quincy Hunt and Jordan Agba. So a couple of these guys don't really make sense. We don't necessarily, like, we did a couple running backs, a couple receivers, one middle linebacker, and then a punter. I might not recruit these guys, but you always want your targets full so that you can keep accruing motivations, because you'll get 1 or 2 free motivations per week just by having them on your board, and you always just want to have people. And I could have looked at them, but these were the guys that were kind of higher up on our list, and it would have been easier for us to get them down the line if we don't recruit them, and maybe somebody does offer them scholarship later in the season. We'll be able to probably catch up because we're already in that #1 spot. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the overalls comparison. All right, so we're 81, they're 84 all across the board. We're a little bit lower than them on paper, but honestly, paper is not the end all be all. We got to throw the ball out there and play. And let's just go ahead and look over some of our jerseys. We haven't done that. We didn't do that last season, but we'll take a look here. The helmets are dope. I'm not sure if I just am a huge fan of just a straight white and blue. Oh, the alternate 4 is all the black and white. Looks nice, and that's like, I like the gray a little bit as well. I hope they do have an all black jersey. We have another one. Yeah, there we go, all black jersey. I might wear that today, actually. Speaking of which, the grays are nice, and then the chrome, I think they have some chrome helmet on there, and they have a lot of Memphis does have a lot of jerseys. We might wear that one, and I like the black and blue. We did a good job picking a school with a ton of jerseys, man. They have 15 and it just keeps going. I feel like a couple of these are repeating themselves. Ooh, I like that one a lot too. All right, so we have so many different jersey options. I think we're wearing this one today with a little Memphis on the side. I do like the Tiger stripes, but I'm not like the biggest fan. I don't necessarily need that. We'll go and take a look at Missouri's jerseys as well. We'll probably put them in all white since we're in all blacks. I like typically doing an all white versus all black game just because that sounded so bad. But I just like doing it because the contrast is really nice to me. So with that being said, actually we need to take a look at our team settings. I don't want to run Kennesaw's offense, honestly, but we're gonna ride with it this game just because I don't want to spend the time to look at it. We'll probably do that before the next game, and I'll kind of showcase it in that one. But we'll run with Kennesaw's. It wasn't the end of the world. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't the best. So let's get into the game, and let's see if we can take down the Tigers, the other Tigers in Memphis. Here we are for our very first walkout at home. We'll just go ahead and watch this one. It should be an electric game. I mean, it's a big SEC team coming to town. I know the fans are going to be hyped. We're going to be hyped. We did go to I do believe the Tigers went to a bowl game last season, and I think the stadium is probably near sold out. There's a ton of people here as the Missouri Tigers come out. And man, this could really bump us up to a different echelon as a coach. I'm really excited for what is to come. I didn't mean to do this. I always forget. No, do not jump ahead. Play options. We'll go to play key moments. I do think this could bump us up into something that we haven't been, right? We were at Kennesaw, just not a great team. The players just weren't that great. But this year could really make a difference if we're able to do well. We're going to hit the running back out in the flat, see if he can make a play. He's going to juke, and then we're going to lose. No, we're not going to lose the yards. We're just going to go basically no gain whatsoever. Sutton Smith with the first catch of the season. Rodemaker will be trying to make a name for himself. His first game as a Memphis Tiger, he did transfer in, and we'll hand that one off to Smith, and he'll get a couple yards on the play. We're going to go with a little bit of screen here. Screens have been working for me regularly. I don't know if they updated the logic or what, but they're going to get a good pass. We're going to stay behind the lineman. Oh, I thought he was going to block, and we juked the wrong way. But we do break a tackle to get down to the 46. Let's go ahead and get this little alert bubble out here, see if Cluse can get out in the open. The DB's not going to push up on him, and I tried to throw it earlier, but it didn't get to him. We'll get 9 yards on the play. We are starting off hot here. We'll hit with the jet sweep, see if we can get out into the open. If Cluse can get over there around the outside, he could get a big gain. Hopefully he can at least get the first down. Oh, I thought our running back would get out in front of us. We do get the first down at a minimum, but we barely get there. We're just going to go halfback dive, so you can run up the middle. And I don't know why sometimes they put the Mike linebacker on the absolute outside of the field. We'll cut back a couple times with Conley, and he'll get to 2nd and 2. And we are pushing this one down the field. I know the Tigers are technically overall better, but we can upset them in a way. I don't know if this technically would be considered an upset. Let me know in the comments what you all think, if this is an upset or not. I would personally think it would be, just because of, one, the team, what conference you're in is a big deal. Coming from the SEC, it feels like the Tigers or the Missouri Tigers are better, just in the sense of that. But if you're really looking on paper, it's not that big of a difference. And also, when you're on the road, you could be better on paper, but there's been a lot of times where upsets happen on the road. Typically, they give you 3 points in betting. In the betting world, you get 3 points, typically from the books when you're on the road. Oh, I thought it was a jet sweep. Was that not a jet sweep? I swear it was a jet sweep. But we'll get down to the 9-yard line, and we are cooking so far. We have just pushed down. Our defense got a good stop to start off the game. And if we can score first, that is going to be huge for the momentum, especially since we get the ball back in the second half. It'll be 3rd and inches. So we have another chance to get a first down early on in this one. If we can convert this and get the first down and then get another 3 chances to get into the end zone, it'll be huge. And we have run this clock down. It's almost the end of the first quarter. Oh, we're going to get to the outside, and we're going to run in untouched. And that'll be our first touchdown as a Memphis Tiger, and he's going to flex on him. Oh, I'm so excited. This team's going to be so good for us, and this could really, like I've been saying, this could propel us in the term, or in the looks of, schools trying to hire coaches, right? If we can do well here and maybe take a middle of the pack team from, they're not a terrible team, they have been too, and look at that, we're going to get into another touchdown on the bubble screen. Let's go. We are up 2 touchdowns on Missouri early on this one. But yeah, if we can take this team, who's not a terrible team, they've been to bowl games consistently, but they are the middle of the pack team. I don't think they'll consistently compete for conference or college football playoffs. But if we can get them to that level, or even just get them a couple times into the playoffs, then we could really get a step up to a big program next. And we're gonna get a big tackle here. Big number 51 will be there to shut them down and only get them as they only get a gain of 1 yard. Which went the wrong way. I'm going to take control of Flacker on this one. I think we try to take control of our star player, and we're going to blow that play up, but he's going to break off of us. A good thing we did a little bit of team tackling there to take him down, and we have just crossed the 5-minute threshold in the first quarter. We just got to get a stop here. If we can get a stop, they're going to go with the halfback draw, but our big defensive tackles are going to be there to stop them. and they're going to settle for a field goal, which is pretty good when they're already in the red zone to get to take control over them. They did score. I didn't even realize that until now. They did score a touchdown. Oh, he's going to miss the field goal. He'll miss the field goal, so they'll still be down a touchdown rather than just a few points. And it's going to be a big third down, so we need to make a stop here. Did we score? We didn't score. As we cross across the 2-minute threshold, we did not score in the in our last possession, so this is going to be rough, and they will complete that pass to get the first down, so we didn't get the stop. But hopefully we're going to get a chance to control the defense ourselves and try to keep this game tied. But we'll have to see. With only 1 minute and 10 seconds left after this ball gets hiked, it'll be still a close one. Oh, dude, I thought he was going to throw it to the tight end. I thought we had a pick, but it went a little higher, and they'll score it in a close play in the back of the end zone. We will take over after the kickoff. We'll start on the 25, and we're going to have a chance to go with under a minute, or just over a minute. We're going to hit our running back out in the flat. He'll get 6 or 4 yards. 2nd and 6 on this one. We're going to go 4 verts. See if we can get some deep balls going. If we can get it behind the defense on the right side. Oh, get there. And it was a little bit out of range. That would have been a nice catch if he could have just not let him too far. But sometimes it just doesn't work out. 50 seconds on the clock left. We're going to see, what can we do? R1 across the middle. He'll have that first down and then some. And we'll stay in bounds, unfortunately, so we'll have 45 seconds ticking on the clock when we come back out. 1st and 10 on the 45, so if we can keep this pushing, see if we can get square down the, let's get out here. Triangle over the top, we're going to hit him. He'll step out of bounds. I thought he was going to be able to get more yards. He had a wide open field in front of him. If he didn't just barely touch the out of bounds line, he would have had a ton of yardage. Square over the top. 29 almost made a heck of a play coming from behind. But fortunate for us, he drops it. Let's settle down, Rodemaker. We only got 41 yards to go until we hit pay dirt. He gets hit as he throws. We'll cut back. We'll get a good block. Can we get the speed going? The acceleration wasn't there. But we'll be down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. 24 seconds left. And if we can score here going into the half and we get the ball after the half, circle across the middle. He'll drop it. I thought he had that one. He'll drop it on the play, and we'll be 2nd and goal still from the 5. Man, let's see if we can bring down X here. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Circle, hit it, get it. He drops it too. Back-to-back drops, and we'll only have one more shot, as we'll probably have to settle for the field goal. We're going to put Hamrick on a curl right here. See if we can shoot. And they're going to sack us. Nobody really open. I thought the curl route would give us at least somebody. We almost didn't call a timeout there with 4 seconds left, but luckily we were able to recognize that before we ran out of time. You know how upset I would have been if we just ran out of time. We're going to kick this field goal in, and that'll be an easy 3 points as we take the lead here with only a handful of seconds left. We do get the ball back in the 3rd, and we are here in the 3rd. We're going to pack the line. We'll put our fullback in motion to see if we can get those 2 yards we need to get the first down, but they will get there and blow the play up. So when our first drive out of the half, we'll end on a 3 and out, and it looked like they just scored a touchdown. We can't see because we can't see the scoreboard for whatever reason, and we are down here. We are down 4, so we need a touchdown. It is a 4th quarter, but we have the full quarter left, and that's not how you want to start it. We start off with losing 1 yard. Let's see if our little bubble screen can get us something. Hawkins over there. Hawkins is open. Throw him the ball. We got a flag going. We're going to score a touchdown, and they're going to call us a holding call. Dude, what are we doing? Oh, my God. That was – come on, Jordan. I'm so upset, dude. That was such a good play, a perfect play call. He got in and scored, and we just screwed it up. Let's get the running back in the open field. He'll get to the 10-yard line, but we still have a 3rd and 6. We're going to run a little halfback slip screen in the red zone. I don't know This is probably against normal functionality, but if he can get it going. Oh, he does catch it. Heck yeah. And we'll get to the end zone, and that'll be a touchdown. Memphis Tigers. I can't even say Tigers. Memphis Tigers. And we'll take the lead once again. If our kicker can score it in or put it through the uprights, we'll have a 3-point lead. Oh, he missed the freaking extra point. He missed the extra point, so it's not even a field goal game anymore. They're going to hand it off. Can we get there? Can we make the stop? No, he gets it by a yard or two. The momentum carried him over the line. Our defense does need help, man. They have been tired and ran out of energy. We're in the red zone, or they're in the red zone. 3.5 minutes left. Let's see if we can blow this play up. I hate how the Heisman AI will specifically avoid your player. If y'all have never noticed that, just take a look. But whenever the ball carrier has the ball in the open or anywhere on the field, they will specifically avoid your player that you're using, and it's so annoying. Like, you can literally force the player to run to the other side of the field. If you just cut him off super early, he'll just stop and run the other way. It's extremely annoying, but they'll score on a jet pass. I probably should have predicted that, maybe, but we'll have the ball with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left, and we have a big drive ahead of us. We'll get out of there. Oh, we don't get out of there, and they just gang tackle us, and we will lose a few yards, 3 yards to be exact. We're about to come up on the 2-minute mark. We have all 3 of our touchdowns. We're down 5. We're hit X. Oh no, that's a bad, pick. That's just, they just don't get any separation. In the first patch, you could get separation there so easy, and they patched that, and I'm just not used to it. But Missouri will intercept us. We do still have those 3 timeouts, so if we can at least stop them here, we could possibly make a little bit of a late second. Oh my goodness. Late second comeback, but they're going to get close to that first down line if they haven't already. No, it'll be 2nd and inches. And we've got to get a stop here, because if we allow them to get a first down, then the timeouts are going to be meaningless. But they get out to the open. If he got outside that blocker there, he would have an easy run to the end zone, but unfortunate for us, he doesn't. Even if they kick a field goal here and hit it, we'll still have a chance to come back, and we'll have to score a 2-point conversion. So how many times are they going to run a stupid jet sweep, dude? Like, oh my god. Well, that's game. That was so stupid. Like, they ran the jet sweep 3 times in a row, and we just can't stop it. Did we score? Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, we scored. What? We have to burn a timeout because we should have onside kicked it, but like, I wasn't paying any attention. I don't know what to do here. We'll do a high kick, and we'll see if we can get this one. Oh no, the hands team will get it. And with under a minute left, and we already burned a timeout, we're not going to be able to make the come out. We're just going to skip this moment just because they're going to run the timeout. There's literally no point. There is no point. Okay, exactly. There's no point. They're going to kneel the ball, run the timeout. The game is over. So in our very first game as a head coach of the Memphis Tigers, we did pretty well. We lost by 5 points. Honestly, it's an SEC team. I'm not too beat up about it. The interception late in the game really kind of screwed us. We had a chance to come down and score late, but we threw a pick there on a bad read by us. I thought we were going to have some more open area, and it wasn't a great throw by Rodemaker, but sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose one. I'm not too beat up about it. I said if we went 2-2 in the first 4 games, non-con games of the season, I felt pretty comfortable in how we were going to progress. So with that being said, I think we're going to end it here. We're about half an hour in. I want to kind of keep these videos around half an hour. Maybe down the line we'll start doing more, and down the line we'll play more full games. So it'll be 1 game per episode like now. But we'll go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope y'all enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you all would like to see, anything improvements, anything else you would like to see covered in this kind of head coach dynasty as we go throughout it. But again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's been a real joy for me, and I hope y'all enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next one.